Hey, what's going on, guys? Brian Brewer with Madcam Publishing. I want to apologize up front for my voice. I am getting over a little bit of a cold, but I'm going to go through it here, and if you don't mind, stick with me, and hopefully you can understand what I'm trying to say here. But in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about $2 Facebook ads. Forget about $5 Facebook ads. We're going to talk about $2 Facebook ads. Now, this strategy I'm about to show you will work with any business that you want to use Facebook advertising for. It really doesn't matter, but for the purposes of this demonstration, what we're going to do is we're going to demonstrate how you would go about advertising a physical product. And in this case, we're going to use a one-product e-commerce dropshipping store. Now, for this demonstration, I'm actually going to use a case study that I'm currently doing. This is a one-product dropshipping case study. Those of you who have been with me for a while know back in 2016, I did a dropshipping case study with modernsybarite.com. Well, sticking with the theme, I'm doing a one-product dropshipping now, and it's under sybaritictech.com, so have a little fun with that. Really quickly, before we move on to the demonstrations, those of you who are savvy may notice that this one-product dropshipping store is not actually built on Shopify. It is built on ClickFunnels. And for one-product stores, I think ClickFunnels has a few advantages over Shopify. If you're curious about what they may be, or you want to download my custom-built e-commerce theme for free, I'll go ahead and link to a video down in the description below. You can go ahead and check that out afterwards. If you are considering ClickFunnels for your one-product dropshipping store, you may be interested in that. But let's get back over to actually creating the $2 Facebook ad campaign. So the first thing we're going to do is obviously go inside our ads manager. We're assuming everything's already set up, our pixel, everything's good to go. And we're going to click on create the ad. Go ahead and start from scratch here for you. Now, while I have run some traffic to this store and there are some conversions on this store, we are not using any of that data in order to build out our audiences. What I mean by that is, while we're doing the $2 Facebook ads here, we're going to pretend that this is a brand new store, a brand new product with no data. And the way we're going to do that is we're just going to use the targeting options that Facebook gives us. We're not going to build any lookalike audiences in this demonstration. We're not going to take any customer data to build custom audiences. We're just going to go ahead and use essentially cold targeting based on interest-based targeting. So once again, we go ahead and create our advertisement, or we start creating our ad. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight to conversions. So we'll call this demo convert for Sybaritic Tech. There we go. Okay. One thing I want to mention before we go any further here is we are going to be using a video ad for this. It is essential to use a video ad, especially if you don't have a huge budget. And the reason is quite simple. Your most powerful audiences and your most profitable audiences are not going to be targeted audiences. Like, say, for instance, if we're selling this iPhone charger, targeting people who have an iPhone, who like whatever tech magazines are out there and follow tech Facebook pages. Okay, even if we do all those combinations, we're not going to get the profitability in most cases that we will when we're building out lookalike audiences based on user engagement with our specific store and product, including purchases. But the easiest way to get a lot of data, and what I mean by a lot of data is at least 1,000 different people taking action, is by first creating lookalikes off video views. So what I mean by that is, if you sell a product, you have a one product dropshipping store and you make 30 purchases, that might be great, but you're not going to build very good lookalike audiences off 30 data points or 30 different people. So that's why we want to build our first lookalike audiences off of video views, either 50%, 75%, or even 95% video views, depending on where our first call to action is. Okay, I don't know if that makes sense, but anyways, I hope it does. Anyways, let's continue on here. So what we're going to do is, in order to make sure we get the $2 Facebook ads that we want, you want to make sure that this campaign budget optimization is checked on. Now, what this is going to do is, you've probably heard about this already, but it's going to optimize the budget across individual ad sets. So in order to get our $2 Facebook ads, what we're going to do is we're going to start with a daily budget of $10. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make 5 different ad sets within the campaign. That way, essentially, we can test 5 different ad sets for $2 a piece. But hopefully what Facebook is going to do is actually start optimizing even sooner. So we're still testing 5 different ad sets, but instead of putting $5 towards each one for a total of $25, we're actually testing 5 different ad sets for a total of $10 or $2 a piece. So go ahead and use this at the lowest cost setting, and then we're going to go ahead and continue on. So of course we want to set the actual conversion, and this is going to be purchase Sybaritic Tech. And we haven't run any tests on this in a little bit while, so the custom conversion isn't active. It really doesn't matter. It will pick up the first time somebody hits that. So the first ad set we're going to do is just going to be very, very, very general. And that's what I recommend, because in the beginning, what you want is you want huge audiences. You don't want to try to target this down to a point where you have 1 million people in your audience. You want big audiences because it's going to help you hopefully reach people for a little bit cheaper, because you're not competing with as many people, because once again, as we know, Facebook is sold on an auction base. So if you're super targeted, then there's going to be other people who are bidding on those same super targeted individuals on Facebook. So we want to go very broad, very general. And what we're going to do is, once again, we're going to send this ad out and run a $10 test or a $20 test over 2 days, however you want to do it, or a $30 test over 3 days. But what we're going to do is we're going to actually just what we're looking for is those video views, really, because that's when we're going to build our first lookalike audience set. So the first audience is going to be US. We'll do 18 and up, and we'll put iPhone users. Okay. So once again, very, very general. And if I didn't mention, I think I did, but obviously we're selling an iPhone charger. So that's why we can narrow this down a little bit, is because we're only selling one charger. We're not giving the option of, the USB version, or the Android version and the iPhone version. Generally, with one product stores, you want to sell one product, no variants in most cases, because sometimes even variants, when people have more decisions to make, sometimes they just don't make a decision at all, I guess is what I'm saying. All right, so we have that. So we want to find our first audience. And then once again, we already decided that we're just going to do United States, basically 18 and up. We don't have any custom audiences yet, because once again, we're setting this up as a brand new store. We'll do all men and women. So this is where I might go in here and go into the detailed targeting, uncheck this box here. So there we are. Now we're at 65 million people who own an iPhone that use it, or accessing Facebook on an iPhone that uses this charger type. So that's a good size audience, because once again, remember, we just want those video views. You can just go out with automatic placements at this point, because once again, we just want that initial data. We want video view data so we can build those lookalike audiences. Then we can get into editing placements at that point, but right now it really doesn't matter. Conversions, lowest cost, just do a 1-day click is fine as well. And go ahead, yeah, it runs at all times, good to go. Let's go ahead and go on to the next page here, and this is where we're going to actually create the ad. So what we want to do is we want to select a single image or video. We want to make sure we have the right Facebook page. Now what I'm doing here is I'm actually running this ad off of a different Facebook page, and this is just something I'm kind of testing alongside some other things that I'm testing in this case study. The idea here is this is going to look more like a recommendation. What I mean by that is, if I'm running ads with my Sybaritic Tech Facebook page, then it looks like I'm selling something. But if I'm running ads with this Innovative Tech, which is like kind of looking like a third-party Facebook page, then once again, it's going to look more like a recommendation, and hopefully there'll be less resistance to buy. Then I can come back and run retargeting ads with my Sybaritic Tech Facebook page. That's the idea anyways. All right, so we're going to do a single image or video. At this point, we'd upload the video. Now the video, if I didn't already mention, is the video that I have embedded on this homepage. And once again, I just think that continuity is always great. And what I mean by that is, when people see this particular video on Facebook, then they come over to the website to purchase and they see that same video. Sometimes people like stuff just because they're familiar with it. So that's why I like to have the actual ad that I'm running embedded on the actual sales page. And I'm just hosting this on Vimeo. I mean, you could host it on YouTube. It really doesn't matter. Once again, we'll go ahead and check on video. Now you can upload the video if you haven't already done so. I've already done it, so I'm just going to find that video and get it populated. There we go. You can customize the video if you like. and to choose the thumbnail that you want to actually show. I'm going to have this one with the iPhone in there just showing. Apply changes. In the beginning, when you're first getting started, don't start testing a bunch of creatives until you narrow down an audience, meaning stick with one video to get your 1,000 or 2,000 video views. That way you can create a lookalike audience, and then you can start messing around with creatives at that point, meaning ads. So obviously we want this to go over to a website. We'll go ahead and copy the URL. Destination URL goes right there. Always preview it, make sure everything's looking good. And that's the thing, I always like to double check everything. Doesn't matter how many ads I've created. I always like to double, triple check everything because the details are the key here, guys. All right, so everything's looking good there. All right, now for the purposes of this, I'm not going to put too much information in here. Okay, you could add more if you wanted, but once again, I just want to get through this for the purposes of respecting your time. So that's all I did. Just the main kicker here, the call to action, saves 33% today, plus get free shipping, and then 2 benefits, really, and these are the benefits over here. You can use it while charging, resist wear and tear. Okay, these are the features, but these are the benefits over here, so that's why I put those in parentheses. All right, headline. There you go. Good enough. And then we'll go ahead and change this over to shop now. Because once again, it'd be great if we got some sales at this point. But while you're in the $2 Facebook ads realm, really what you're looking for is video views, and then hopefully narrowing down which type of people, what type of demographics are going to be the people who are giving you the video views for later targeting down the road. You can add a news feed description if you want. I'm not too worried about it right now. So there you go. Everything looks good. Everything is set to go. We got our automatic placements, and we can go ahead and confirm that one. Okay, so right now we're running a $10 Facebook ad essentially. So now we get to the point where we're going to be running a $2 Facebook ad. So let's go ahead and take a look at how that's done. Okay, so now we have this particular ad that is in review right now. So it's one campaign. It has one ad set and one ad. Okay, just like normal. Once again, this would be a $10 Facebook ad at this point, but what we want to do is we want to make this a $2 Facebook ad. So I'm going to go back over to the ad sets section here with this highlighted. What we're going to do is we're actually going to duplicate this ad set. Now what we want to do is we want to duplicate this into the original campaign, which is the campaign that we just created. And what we want to do is we want to do 4 copies of this ad set. Okay, so what that's going to give us is a total of 5 ad sets in this one campaign. We've got the campaign budget optimization on at $10 per campaign, so it's going to be $2 for each ad set. So go ahead and duplicate those. All right, so now all these in green right here are the ones that are not published yet. This is the original down here. So what we wanted to go through is go through and update these ad sets. So this is where we're going to try some different things. So for instance, this one right here, I'm going to leave all this the same because this is kind of our control here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to go men. Okay, this will be just men. You'll see this will probably drop it down to about half here. Yeah, we're targeting just under half. We're targeting 28 million people here. So what I want to do is I just want to go up here, change out this ad set, men only, 18 up. There you go. Okay, you can publish this particular one now. Okay, now we still have 3 of them in green up here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to this one. And as you guessed, what we'll probably do is just make this one women only. And that's going to be the remaining half or more than half. So this is going to be 37 million. And we'll call this women only. And we'll go ahead and publish that one. All right, so we'll go ahead and modify this one. And maybe what we'll do is we'll go down here and we'll go to our audience and maybe we'll narrow our audience. We'll still keep it at everybody 18 and up. But let's just say we'll add something like engaged shoppers here. People who've made a purchase. So we'll go ahead and add that. We're still at 28 million people, so I like that size, still big enough. So we'll go ahead and click publish. And we're just trying to see if that metric will help us or hurt it. So basically we'll compare that to the default or the control. and see if clicking on engage shoppers makes people more likely to take action or just makes it more expensive because more people are targeting that group. We don't know. And for the last one here, maybe what we'll do is we'll go down to the age range. We'll still keep it all. We're still based off our control, which is just people who own the iPhone. But maybe we'll do that sweet spot, that, what is it, 25 to 54 maybe? In theory, the people with the most money. I'm going to have to plug in here pretty soon. Okay, so that'll be that. We'll have to go back and edit this name before we go any further, but first I'll just get this one cleared out. So this is going to be US 25 to 54 iPhone users. So we'll go ahead and publish this one. And then once again, this is the one because it's the iPhone, it's the control copy. We just want to go ahead and edit this one really quickly. And what we want this to be is we want this to be plus engaged shoppers. So this is everything as the control, but call this engaged shoppers. Go and republish that. All right, so now we have 5 different ad sets, but we didn't really get crazy. We didn't really change a whole lot based off the control, because when you're doing split testing, you want to only change like 1 or 2 elements at a time. Otherwise, you're not going to really know what's responsible for the better results if you do see better results. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in, and then we'll take a look at all of this back in the dashboard. Now, if we go back to our ads manager here, go back to our campaigns. So if we look at this particular campaign, we look at the ad sets in that campaign. It's going to say one selected, but what you're going to see here is now we have 5 ad sets in this particular campaign. So once again, it's going to spread that $10 campaign budget because we selected the campaign budget optimization. It's going to spread that $10 over these 5 different ad sets, which is allowing us to test these ad sets at essentially $2 a piece. All right, I hope you enjoyed that little setup. We'll go ahead and let this run for a little while. We'll come back and take a look at that in another video. So make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification. That way, when I do release those follow-up videos, you'll get notified and you can see how this is all working out. And don't forget the video in the description below if you want to check out more about using ClickFunnels for your one product drop shipping store. All right, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you soon. Bye.